Happy Monday, everyone. I am here for another week of sharing my vision here on the Widow Walk. And I have some things I want to get off my chest here today. And I am sitting here in my living room with a picture that Ben's grandmother had. And they tried to actually throw this away, and it's as tall as me. It's about 6 feet, and it's a picture of oysters with the scale, and you can't fully see that. And I loved it so much, and they had put it out actually by the trash, and the trash man did not pick it up, and so they brought it back in the house. And I stopped by my aunt's house, Ben's aunt's house, and I said, "What are you going to do with this?" And they said, "We don't want it." And I said, "I want it." And then one year, Ben got it framed, and now I have it on the wall here, and I just love it so much. And so I just want to share with you some things about this new season for me. So I will be 43 next month, and Ben was 43 when he crossed on over into eternity. And for most of his life, since he was maybe under 2 years old. He was 18 months, I think, something like that, when they moved here to Franklin, Virginia. And this family has been supporting and being a pivotal role in the city of Franklin. And I had the opportunity in 2004 to marry one of the Dillons, and I was married to him for 13 years, and we were together for 17 years, and he passed in 2017. And he had worked at the Rock Church as the principal of the school and been the lead teacher there for 20 years, and about 3 weeks later is when he passed away. And so I have actually been in real estate this October for 20 years. And I am feeling like the Father is asking me to step out in faith in this year and ask for your help. Yesterday, as I was pondering this, my grandmother was one of my best friends, and she was always there for me. I grew up beside my grandmother my whole entire life, and on May 1st, 2020, she went on to be with Jesus. And I was thinking back about that. I was 16 when my grandfather passed away, and he died of a heart attack. Both my grandfathers were heart attack, and then my husband was a heart aneurysm. So heart things have been part of our family history. And they were all sudden. And so I only have my dad left on that immediate family. And so my grandmother was a widow, I think, for 23 years. She never remarried. She never complained about being a widow. She checked on women in our community. She was involved and active in boards and different types of community groups. She took food to people. She prayed for people. She sent cards to people. And I started thinking about this Widow Walk ministry, and I realized that I'm not just doing this. This isn't about Ben, y'all. This is about carrying on my grandmother's legacy. The Pervians family has been here since, I think, the 40s. I'm not exactly sure when they moved here, early in Boykins, Virginia. And they brought the funeral business here, and they brought some, I don't want to say class exactly, but a level of sophistication that some of the people in Boykins had not seen before, because they came from Indiana and moved here and brought some entertainment, and people have great memories of growing up with my aunt, my grandmother, and all of her siblings, because there were 5 of them and she was the youngest. And so why am I saying this? My mom and dad, were pivotal church members and leaders in the Crossroads Community Church, and that name changed a few different times, but they have served this community. Every part of my family has served the Franklin and Southampton community for all of my life and before my life. And their lives are crossing on to the other side. And I believe that I am reimagining some of the things that they did and taking it into the 21st century. And the Widow Walk is part of my legacy, part of my family heritage, and I want you to be a part of that. And how can you be a part of that? By going online to thewidowwalk.org and registering yourself as a volunteer. By going online and registering yourself as a widow or widower. I need to know where you are. We talked about this last week. I need you all, the members of Franklin and Southampton, to tell the widows and widowers that this resource exists. We are here to check on you, and we need you to be a part of this community. If you're a part of another church that has a widow ministry, great. This is an additional resource. It is not to take away from what's already going on. It is an additional supplement if you need that. Just like we would take vitamins or supplements. Not everyone is taking the same amount of supplements or the same kind. And that is the same with this. It's a resource if you need it. But right now we're in the beginning stages of bringing awareness. And so I need your support. It would be amazing to get a monthly support. If just 20 of you gave $20 a month, it will help sustain this and give me flexibility in my everyday life to write for you. I believe that I'm like your little local widow on a cause, widow on a mission. I'm a local missionary to be a widow on mission. And my mission is to connect the widows and widowers around here, to check on them, to make sure that they're being provided for, and to build the network of resources that if they're not being provided for, I know who to call and who else to refer things out to and to delegate things out to. And that's going to take us building a network. And I said this last week, it's going to take work to make the net work. And so I am here to do legacy work. I really believe that this is a God-breathed calling. And it was not one that I was expecting to be assigned to. But I wrote something this springtime when I wasn't feeling the best. And I said, God, I had the opportunity to speak and my voice wasn't that good. And I said, I was all in my head, doubting if I was even supposed to go speak. And I wrote this down and said, I'm not looking for anyone special. I'm just looking for a willing vessel. And that's what makes you special. That was a very kind word. And I do believe that the Father gave me that. Just showing up makes you special. And there's a lot of us that do not feel, we feel forgotten. Yeah, we feel forgotten. And we do not feel that we're checked on enough. And for a lot of you in this single widowhood season, you feel like a burden. People's lives are moving on, and your life isn't moving on. And you don't know how to move on. And you don't want to call on people in vulnerability and feeling kind of down and bear your burdens on to someone else. And then feel embarrassed about sharing, and all these different things that happen in the widow experience of grief, and not knowing how to handle the responsibilities that you now have, not know how to handle your emotions, not know what to do first. And I am working to build a curriculum. I'm going to be meeting with other widowers widows to write to help you prepare. And I hope to be able to speak in churches locally and beyond on how to care for the widows and widowers in your congregations well. What to say, what not to say. What are the things that they need in the beginning 3-6 months that first year? How to care for them beyond that first year. This is possible. I believe that God has given me vision for this. I am passionate about checking on the one. COVID, so many people were lost early. And as I've been listening to different widows share and process through grief, and then I start to process beyond those conversations, and the Lord just really gave me something, and it said, loss is temporal, but eternity is forever. Man, these losses are hard. I'm personally tired of saying goodbye to the people that I love. Every funeral just feels like another dart to the heart that's been wounded from sudden loss. And not all the losses are sudden. But to the Father, they do not come by surprise. They do not come by surprise. And so I am getting more vulnerable in this video because I am asking for your support, for you to go on thewidowwalk.org and donate so that I'm able to continue spearheading something in this community that has not been done like this before. And I'm hoping to multiply myself. That, you have the visionary, and then you have the people that come alongside you to help continue to build up and gird up this foundation called the Widow Walk. And that's you. The community has been here for me. And that's because of the love of my family's love for the Father to go out and serve the fellow citizen through so many different ways. My mom and dad have served people their entire lives since they've been here. And they got married in 1975. The church here at Rock Church was founded in 1975. We're coming up on 49 years of service. And when you start to multiply that by the individuals who have labored over the last almost 50 years in this community, that is a lot of hours that has been given out. And so I'm not trying to start a church. I'm not in the process of getting remarried. And I am in this single season right now. And the Father has shown up for me like a husband could. And beyond that, because He's given me a hope for a future that is so much brighter and so much wider. The Father believes in us and believes in caring for the widow and the fatherless. And I don't believe our children are fatherless because we are covered by the Father Himself, the great Father, and He has provided. But there is limited resources right now, and I am trusting that as I continue to share my heart, that you will be inspired to give monetarily, to give your time, or to volunteer, and to give this information to someone else to help them learn about this Widow Walk ministry. This is ministering to each other's, the ministry of helps. That's what this is. And it's going to be done in a fresh way because I want to make sure that people who have doctor's appointments have someone they can call, and that becomes that call gets filled, and that we build on volunteers. If you're in a church and you have some extra time and the area that you would like to volunteer isn't available, the Widow Walk can be one of those things for you. So I am asking you again to ask the Father, is there any type of funds that you have set aside? A one-time gift? This is a nonprofit. You can get a tax write-off at the end of the year. What does the money go towards? It goes towards building something. We are trying to put the scaffolding up. This is in the building stages of this. And it's going to evolve as I see the needs and hear the needs of the people. And right now, it is me calling them and checking on them. But I can't do this as a hobby. And if my real estate, the needs of real estate are not what's calling and widows are what's calling, then I've got to answer the call. And whatever need comes is what I'm going to serve. And I'm finding that more widows are calling in this season than people looking to sell real estate. And I'm telling the Father, I see something here and I feel like you're doing this. Not me. It's very scary stepping out, but Micah likes a challenge. Micah likes to bring resources and tools that help hearts not feel anxious anymore, that help hearts feel happy that there's more than what their brain was telling them, and to not feel scared about their future. The Widow Walk is all about stepping out in faith, believing that there's a new start for you with a new finish. When widows have had to give years of their life to a spouse that has been chronically ill, they're exhausted when they finally have to say goodbye to them, and they do not know what to do with their time or even how to take care. And so my heart is to take time to write a curriculum about how to take care of ourselves so that we don't lose ourselves in the grief, that we don't physically become unhealthy in the grief, and that we are now able to step back out into the community single and with confidence. Not that we are a lesser citizen, not that we don't have anything else to give and the best days are behind us. I don't believe that. I believe that's a lie of the enemy to keep us on the fence or to just keep us in our house. And my grandmother didn't do that. She did not do that. She went out. She checked on people. She remembered their birthdays. She sent them cards at Christmas. And those characteristics and principles in her life are kingdom principles that I want to continue to adopt. And I believe that it's something we can do at a national level, piece by piece, until we really get this ball rolling. And right now, it is not fully rolled out because the Lord is revealing more as I continue to step forward into it. So this is kind of a longer video, but I know that I have to share my heart. And Ben served the people with love. And that love came to comfort me through the people of this community. And I'm so grateful. I'm only as good as I am because of the people who showed up. And now I'm getting my strength back and I'm ready to continue to show up for those beyond my church congregation, beyond our denomination for that matter. I want to connect with the community as a whole. And so please send this to your pastor. Please send this so I can communicate with as many churches here to let them know that this exists. And it's a resource for them to be able to share with their congregants that when the going gets tough, they're not going to be walking through this season alone. One, because the Father is with them, but two, people who fully believe and are confident of what the resource is here with the Widow Walk, and that the Father breathed these life-giving words to me. And I believe as I share and hear from other widow and widowers, the God stories that they have, this is going to continue to grow. And it's going to continue to blow on the new beginnings that are inside of us yet to be stepped into. And I'm excited to partner with other widows and widowers on new works of art, and be able to be a help to assist them in stepping into their legacy part of their story. So thank you for listening. I hope you made it all the way through. Until next time, I'm Micah N. Dillon, I'm happy to serve. And I'm thankful that I'm still here to be able to say that. And I would love for you to partner with me in 2024 and for the years after that, because this Widow Walk ministry is not going anywhere until kingdom comes. Till next time.